Hi, you're going to see a compilation of some tiling videos, how to mix thinset, how to install a shower curb, how to do a few other types of tiling in this video, all right? How to cut angles, corners, make a 45. And so stay tuned and remember, share, like, tell a friend. It's a win-win-win. And as always, never give up because there's always a way. No further ado, let's do this. Two tips and tricks where you can see everything up close and personal. Now I like to do this slowly. All right, I just put my powder in there. Okay, but I like to mix this up slow. That way I don't get too much water, I don't get too much, and you don't have a lot of waste that way as well. I like to mix this up by hand and really get this stirred so I know where it's at before I put the electric mixer, which is a paint stir on the grill. Okay. Okay, it's getting thick, but it still needs to be mixed. You can see the powder down there, right? Got to mix this up a little more by hand. And then I'll add just a little water to it. Little as you go. Okay, this is like peanut butter. Alright, and it's still a little powder in there. A little too thick. Add water, just a little bit. And then I'm gonna. You got to add a little water as you go, because it will become soupy if you're not careful. So let's go that little water. Okay. All right. Little as you go. All right. Don't overdo it. Don't get too much water. It's really easy. Okay. Okay, this is nice and thick. All right. Slow. It's heavy. That's how I want it. Sometimes you want it thinner. Just depending on what you're doing, you just get accustomed to it. All right. And it's pretty heavy there. Okay. All right. Now we put it on the floor. I find that running it at an angle, it helps. Right? Laying first row of tile. Now I'm also going to back butter my tile. Okay? Bring it across. Okay. Okay, no time lapse. Now you want these lines to go in the opposite direction of the lines you have on the floor. Keep that in mind. Alright, so when you do this, that you want to make it to where you cross the lines in the opposite direction. Alright. And you really want to do this on top of a bucket. It works much better that way. Alright. Gaps here. gonna lay this down, right? Shims. I am gonna show you how simple and easy this is to remove, and they break off below the surface. Alright, this is a rubber mallet. It's firm, hit and bam. Alright, done. Okay, done. And you can cut in towards the cabinet, straight in. Right. Okay, we want it to run away from the cabinet. We want a slight angle on the tile. Okay? We're going to angle the tile forward and away from the cabinet, just in case water comes, out of the bathtub, toilet overflows or something like that. It doesn't sit at the base of your cabinet. You want it to run away, the water to go towards the center of the floor. The yellow shims are nice, a little smaller. The red ones, a little thicker, a little wider. Alright. I'm shimming under the tile edge in the back to raise it, to give it the angle needed. And the torpedo level there, the bubble is about a half a bubble off to a whole bubble off. Center, that is, off center. Level across. Alright, that's gonna go there. Make sure it's tight up against the tile. And the next one. The leveling spacers help to keep the tile tight against the thin set as it dries. Helps to keep it from moving around, securing it to the floor or walls, wherever you're using them. They also act as a spacer for the next tile. The leveling shims. I'm removing the excess thin set on the back next to the cabinet base, toe kick. I'm going to get a sponge, I'm going to wipe it down, clean it up. You also want to leave a space for a grout line between the tile and the toe kick on your cabinet. Alright, good for those screws. You can also use the spacers for that as well. Put them right down in here. I reversed that leveling shim as a shim by reversing it, turning it upside down. That cleaned out. Alright. Okay, I'm going to show you a quick and easy way how to remove tiling spacers. The best kept secret. Today, you're going to see how you remove these leveling shim spacers, okay? On these bigger leveling shims setup, these are the spacers, tile spacers, have a tendency to break and leave a leg sticking up above the tile in the joint. I don't know if I'll use these again. They were a little less than their competitor, narrower. These shims I find are more useful, and they break off below the surface. I had no issues with these breaking off below. You get those at Home Depot, Lowe's. But I tried these, not happy. So let's, no further ado, let me show you how to break, and quick and easy. All right, so that's what we'll be dealing with. I may even show you the different hand tools that I have found to be very useful and beneficial in laying floor tile, and that will probably be another video. So stay tuned and let's do this. Take this rubber mallet. I'm going to break this loose. Let's see if it breaks off both legs. Sometimes it does. Majority of the time it doesn't. That's a problem. It's still got some leg. I'll show you these legs. All right, broke off. I'm going to put the shim here as a marker. Okay, so let's take a look at this. All right, now, taking this up close and personal. All right. Sides. Okay. There's the other leg there. Okay. And another, see, so here you've got the legs side by side on either side of this shim. Let me show you how to remove them. Now I'll show you what these spacers look like. All right. They have these feet. All right. And then here's your opening. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's the opening. All right. These are the legs that are sticking up. They break off. It's supposed to break off below this joint, but these are not doing it like they should. Okay, so now let's break them off. All right. All right, this is a wood chisel, and I'm just going to tap. This is at an angle. I will show you the angle I'm using here in a minute. All right. Now we've broken it off below. I have another video showing you how to do this with heat. It's much easier and you're not at risk of chipping your tile's edge. You're not at risk of chipping the tile's edge when you do it with heat, and I have a video showing you that. Because you can chip your tile's edge that way. So heat is better. Okay, it should be loose. No, it is not. It's going to take a little bit more doing. So now I'm going to take it from the other direction. And all right, and I'm going to cut it off. Did that do it? No, this is being a little more difficult. And I just broke it free. All right. And same with this. But you don't want to chip the edge of your tile. You want to be very, very careful not to chip the tile's edge. Okay. Okay. This is the angle. All right. That's about a 30-degree angle, roughly 40. More like a angle to go down, so it's going to drop 65-degree angle. Upper edge of that tile, so it's down in the groove. So you put your grout in. It doesn't interfere. The grout will go right over the top and hide it. Okay, now I'm being careful because I don't want to. Okay, now I'm going to show you the heat. What? Okay, now we're going to heat this up. Oh, but not yet. Hold on a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold on. All right, what I'm finding is for cleaning out the thinset, this is just a metal sawzall blade, okay? And it's really good for getting down in. It's for cutting metal and cleaning out this hard to get to area so you can get the thinset out. All right. That's a metal cutting blade, metal cutting sawzall blade. Works really well for cleaning out the grout line where the thinset has filled. These are really useful for this. Okay. I'm going to do another video where I'm going to show you all the tools that I've found to be very, very useful. With me, this is the first time I have not pre-tested this. All right, but based on what I know, this should work like a champ. All right? And a quiz for those learning, what's the hottest part of this flame? Is it the inner tip or is it the tip out here? What's the hardest part of this flame? Hottest part. All right? For those that don't know, it's the inner tip. The tip of that inner tip is the hottest part. All right, I'm going to test this here in just a second. All right, like I said, this is, you're debuting this with me. I have not tried this. This just makes sense that it should work. My friend Joe MacGyver says, hey, why don't you just put a hot torch? I said, you know what, son, that might work. I'll have to try. Now, let's see. And there's no pounding. All right, look. It came right off, melted right through, just like I figured it would. Probably you did too. But this is where the proof is in the pudding. You know, that makes the pudding. Or is it pudding? Anyways, we're making it. Let's do it again. I also have a video showing you how to use a drywall knife and a torch to do the same thing. Now what I'm discovering is you don't want to get it too hot because you'll start melting this down here, all right? And I've got another one over here. All right, so you can do several of these, okay? Now, let's take a look at the joint up close and personal. Okay, so you can clearly see that it's definitely below the grout line. So this will be covered by grout and you'll never ever know it. Because you can still see just a little bit of it right here and the other here, but they're below the surface. And you can see where I used this metal cutting sawzall blade where it removed the thinset, where I was able to get down in there and cut it below the grout line. Okay, there. I'm going to have to cut this out. So let's get this wood chisel hot again. Or keep in mind that this metal stays hot, you know. So don't forget, it stays hot. Hang on. Okay, thank you. What's up? Comment. How would you remove these little legs sticking up between the joints of your tile? I'm not finding on YouTube. Nobody's showing you this. So here we go. You cut your tile, take a measurement of your curve. Then you cut your tile about, at least a half inch at the highest point, or a quarter inch, about a half inch, at the highest point of your curve. So you take your you take your measuring tape and you bring your torpedo level across, and you get this level here, and you come down with your tape, and you get this level, and you find out where the highest point is on the curve. And then take the thickness of your tile. And the tile, generally, let's see, it's about a quarter of an inch thick. And so then you figure you want another 3/16 quarter inch, so that would make a half inch. Okay. That's why I say you make the tile, you bring it up about a half inch above. And you're making room for your thin set plus the thickness of your tile. Because if I take another piece of tile, see, a scrap piece. I have to have a scrap piece right here somewhere. And you want it running at a slope towards your shower. Alright, so I'm going to take the scrap piece, and if I put it here, you can see just below. The other thing is, on the tile that's going to go on the inside, on the other side of the wall, you want this to run down at a slight angle. So you want this, that's too much of an angle, because you've got your shower doors here, your glass. So you want let's say about an 1/8 of an inch drop, 3/16 of an inch drop going inward. If it's touching the back side of your line here, then you're at a good side. So if the bubble's touching the back side of the line, you should have enough slope of an angle on it for it to have runoff, and that's what you want. You want the water to run back into the shower. That's real important, because you don't want your floor full of water. Now, that may be a no-brainer for most of you, but for those of you that are learning and haven't figured that out yet, I'm just saying that to you guys. Okay, now then the other step you take, your floor could be uneven a bit. So you can cut your tile about an 1/8 inch, no more than a 3/16 inch shorter, so you can raise it up or down and make adjustments so that the top is level all the way across. Okay? So you make it a little shorter on the bottom side, so you can adjust it. I wasn't able to videotape that, so I'm going to go through a dry run just to kind of give you an idea. It took 2 people for me to do this. Okay, so what you want to do is, here you bring your level. I can actually push it against this cabinet. Alright, but you bring it up here, and you bring the bubble to level, wherever it's at. You bring this right up here to the back, and the tops can alter. I mean, they could be a little high, but you go to the lowest point, but you don't want the lowest point less than a half inch. You want at least a half inch at the lowest point. Okay, so then you bring this, you get this here to level, and you take your marker and you just run it along the tile here at the top, and then you cut them. You cut that line, and we'll get it. And then we also remember that when you mark these, this is going to become your bottom. So remember that. I have the factory edge here on top. So I made sure that when I cut this, I turned this upside down when I put it on the floor, so that when I marked it, this would go to the floor when I install it. Okay? That way, if there's any slight imperfections in your cut, it's never seen. And that's real important. It makes your life a lot smoother, simpler, and hassle-free. Or less hassle anyway. All right. So that's how you get it done. That's how you do it. And again, the other thing is here on this last piece of tile, this goes. That last piece should have been cut first. It's there as a marker. You make the adjustment at the other end. On the back side, you don't know exactly how thick this is going to be here at this corner. So you put this piece in last. Okay? That's how I did it. But that wasn't the right way. Adjust it to the thickness at the corner and get it to flow here. You got a nice looking 90 as a result. So doing a shower curve, and then I do the same thing on the inside. The inside is a little bit more forgiving as far as you can cut a little bit more off the bottom of it if you need to, but still, you want close tolerance in your cuts. You don't want big gaps. So remember, this one goes in last at the end. No, should go in last up front. That was cut in reverse. So I hope that was helpful. The layout was reversed. And so, appreciate you watching. If you're channel surfing, I've got 21, subscribers, and that's great. I mean, I just think that is super. But when I first started, I would love to have more subscribers because I'm really wanting to build a community here where we can help each other out, and everybody has some input for different things. So, all right. Have a blessed day. Take care, and see you on the next video. All right. I hope you've enjoyed this compilation of videos. As you've seen at the last video, I had 21 subscribers. It's been a lot of work getting this far, coming this far. So I appreciate all your support and time and energy you've put into my channel and your help. It means a lot. United we stand, united we make it happen, as I always say. And so thanks again. United we do stand and make it happen. Looking forward to your comments, questions, as always. My channel is basically for the beginner person that is a DIYer, and they're looking for more information or how to do something. And, it's a real honor to be able to have this channel and to be able to put out information that a lot of channels may not be telling you or leaving out or whatever. But again, that's what my channel is. Basically, for the beginner DIYer. And so I look forward to hearing from you. And as always, it's a win-win-win. Tell a friend and never give up, because there's always a way, always. There always is. We got to find out how, where, read a book, ask somebody that knows, watch a YouTube video. So bye for now. Take care. God bless. I look forward to hear from you.